All right. Hi, everybody. This is going to be an endurance test for both myself, your patience, and my phone's battery. There's no way I'm going to get through all this before my phone is going to get too hot to keep going. I didn't know how to break this up. I wanted to do it all at once, but there's a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to talk really fast and try to get through it. And I literally just thought a second ago, like sat down, I was looking at everything like, all right, here's what I'm going to think about. And literally just realized I needed to add 5 more records to the little thing here. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Van Halen and all the offshoots of Van Halen. I absolutely adore Van Halen. For the first 20 years of my life, and anybody ever said, who's your favorite band? I was like, Van Halen. No question. Van Halen. That's it. Like, there's no question about it. But I will get to to the Van Halen stuff. So we're gonna start on the outside and work our way in with this. So we're gonna begin with Extreme, the band Extreme, who I absolutely adore. Extreme suffers from the same fate as Night Ranger, where everybody just knows the one song by that band, and it's the big ballad, and it really has nothing to do with what the band's about. More Than Words, while a beautiful song, and I do love it, is not really at all what Extreme is about. And I believe that Pornography 2, which is what More Than Words is on, is like the most returned album of all time, because people bought the record, and the rest of the album is nothing like More Than Words. And this is back when you couldn't sample the whole record. You had to buy the record to hear it. So they got this record thinking it was going to be More Than Words, and it's not that at all. So Extreme is an incredible band. I adore Extreme. So here's where we're going to go with them. I got into them on this record, which is one of my favorite records of all time. Extreme, 3 Sides Every Story. My license plate right now on my car says 3 Sides. I adore this album. This got me into rock music that could make you think. That was like not music just about. It's one of the bands that had a little bit more lyrical depth, and I really appreciate that. More musical depth. And Nuno Betancourt's backing vocals and everybody on here, this whole band is Extreme. They're incredible musicians, incredible songwriters, great harmonies, and this concept record, loosely concept record, is one of my favorite records of all time. I adore this album. By far my favorite Extreme record. I'm not going to rank the Extreme records because there's only 5 of them, but this is the top for sure. If you don't have this, and you love Van Halen and the hard rock stuff, it's on Amazon for $7.50. It's one of the best records of its kind, all the way through. I can't believe Nuno Betancourt produced this. But the song, it's just every song. I love every song on here except for the very first one. I don't like Warheads. Everything else is great. I adore Cupid's Dead. I adore Peacemaker Die. I listen to Peacemaker Die over and over. I got into this record when I was in my early 20s. And 7 Sundays, great harmonies. Tragic Comic is great. It's a whole great, and the whole end, the thing at the end, the 3 songs that are one big long song. Love this album. So Extreme is a great, great, great band. And of course I get this record, and then I'm like, well, now I got to get them all. And at the time they only had 3. So this is excellent, excellent. And then you go back and you get this one, which is pretty good. I don't love this as much as a lot of other people do. I still love it. This is the one that More Than Words is on. Wholehearted is the other song you might know by them. By the way, the hit on this that was on the radio where I grew up was Am I Ever Gonna Change? How cool is Am I Ever Gonna Change? So Decadence Dance, Get the Funk Out, to this day is such a great song, Get the Funk Out. My whole family loves that song, my parents, my brother. I remember one time we picked up a family friend from the airport, and you know, they're in their 40s at the time, and this song came on our stereo on the way back, and we know that they're saying Get the Funk Out. But I'm sitting there thinking, this guy, our neighbor, is hearing this song, and he doesn't know they're saying Get the Funk Out. He just thinks the whole family's just listening to a bunch of profanities in a song, and we're okay with it. But great song, Get the Funk Out, look it up. So great. I love the song Pornography, When I First Kissed You. Song for Love, great harmonies, great production. Love Song for Love. And then Wholehearted is such a great song. So, gotta have this one. And then this is a great record too. Gary Schroen's killer vocalist. Nuno Betancourt's a killer vocalist as well. Oh, I don't have his solo record. I got it around here somewhere. Oh no, I was really unprepared for this one today. Balls, where is it? There it is. Nuno's got a solo record. There's which I listened to and I don't remember if I don't think I liked it. I got to give it another listen now that I'm older. But there you go. There's the two Extreme records, and then I went back and got their first one because at the time this is all that there was. I don't really care for this record to be honest with you. I love Kid Ego. I love watching Waiting, and I love Play With Me. And other than that, I don't. This is a band for me trying to find their footing, like just their first record. But it was not. It might be my least favorite Extreme record. I hate to say that. I know there's a lot of people that love this record, but I can't help it. By the way, Pornography is on Amazon Prime. $5, $7.50 for this one. Get them. These are the ones you got. This is the one. Get this record. It's so good. There's their first one. Then they made this one, which a lot of people didn't like, Waiting for the Punchline. I went back and listened to this about 3 years ago. It's actually pretty solid. If you just get past the expectation that you have after this record and just listen to it. Hip Today is a great song. Midnight Express is great. Leave Me Alone, No Respect, Evangelist. There's also some stuff that's not great. Cynical's good too. But this is a good record for what it is. You remember it's 1995 and no one's listening to this anymore. But it's good. And then they put out this one a few years ago, which I can't pronounce. I just say Sausage Rock. Stupid, I know. But this is actually good. One of my favorite songs of Extreme at all is on here. Interface is good. Run is good. King of the Ladies is good. Last Hour is good. And I'm telling you, I saw them live on this tour. They're excellent live. They're very, very good live. If they ever come near you and you like them at all, go see them. Very good live. Gary Sharon can really, really friggin' sing, man. And when I saw them, they had Mike Mangini with them on drums. So it was a great show. But Extreme is a great band. If all you know about them is more than words, it's not fair. If you're a hard rock fan and you didn't get into them for whatever reason, do yourself a favor. Get this one, man. $7. It is really, really good. But there's the 5 Extreme records, and there's Gary Sharon's. Oh, well, he's got a solo record, doesn't he? Gary Sharon, and then there's something called Broken Smile. Is that it? I don't have that. I got to get that. All right. Well, I didn't do my research on here. How far are we gone? 5 minutes. Not bad because we had a lot of ground to cover. There's Extreme. Great stuff. All right. Moving on to one of my favorite vocalists of all time, Mr. Sammy Hagar. Oh, God, I love Sammy Hagar's voice. I was into Sammy Hagar before he was in Van Halen. I grew up in St. Louis. And if you do any Googling about Sammy Hagar in St. Louis, for some reason, St. Louis is his biggest city. He always draws the biggest crowd in St. Louis, always has. His concert video from 1982 or 3, Alive All Night, was filmed at the Checker Dome in St. Louis. He's just, for whatever reason, St. Louis has latched on to him. So I grew up with Sammy Hagar music all around in my world, and I thought he was big everywhere, but he's not. He's huge in St. Louis. So if you live there, you know him. He's an institution there, and I've always loved his voice. That guy can sing anything. He's got a crazy range and can still sing. Just adore the guy, and he's got a great attitude. You know, didn't really care for his autobiography, but he's got a great attitude. Seen him live many times, always great. So here's the Sammy Hagar records. His older stuff, I'm gonna be honest, his older stuff, I haven't gotten into yet. So I got 9 out of 10 scale. Haven't listened to this. These are not ranked either. I'm just going through them chronologically. The Red album, this is great. Musical Chairs, I have not listened to. This one, Plain Jane. How great is Plain Jane? Trans Am, Highway Wonderland is great. This Planet's on Fire, awesome stuff. Danger Zone, forgive me, I have not listened to this. I know I just spouted about how much I love Sammy Hagar, but how you not listen to this, I don't know. But I haven't. There you go. Now we get into when I was a kid. This stuff was on the radio. Standing Hampton. I'll Fall in Love Again. There's Only One Way to Rock. Baby's on Fire. Can't Get Loose. Heavy Metal. This is killer. This is a great record. This is on Amazon Prime for $5. Good stuff. This is the record 81. Awesome. Don't need the cover of Piece of My Heart, but there you go. And then there's 3 Lockbox, which I don't understand this, but apparently this is rare because I found used copies on Amazon for $27. So apparently this is not, I don't know, I never looked it up before. I've just had this since I was a kid. But great stuff on here. Remember the Heroes, co-written by Jonathan Cain, right? I believe that's true. Of Journey. Remember Your Love is Driving Me Crazy, In the Room, Rise of the Animal, Never Give Up. I think Jesse Arms co-wrote that. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. I don't think I got that one right. I Don't Need Love. I love the song I Don't Need Love. But this is great, man. This is Sammy Hagar right before he joined Van Halen, these right here. So he was really kind of hitting his stride as a solo artist. Love 3 Live Box. And then VOA. This is the one that really broke him because it had I Can't Drive 55 on it. I don't particularly love this record, to be honest. I love Two Sides of Love. Why does she cry herself to sleep at night? Love that song. I love Don't Make Me Wait. But rest of, Swept Away is good. But it's an 8-song record, which I really have a hard time with 8-song albums. I don't think it's a record. But I listened to this to death when I was a kid. So Sammy Hagar, VOA, this is a good one. I don't know if this came before or after this one, because they both got the same year. But he also did a record with Neil Schon of Journey. Hagar, Sean, Arison, and Shreve. And this is just kind of a one-off. This was hard to find for a long time, and now it's $5 on Amazon. But it used to be hard to come by. I remember I was excited when I found this in a Best Buy when I was a kid. This is okay. Top of the Rock is good. Missing You is great. And He Will Understand in My Hometown are cool. It's interesting. It's worth having if you're a fan, but it's kind of for the fans. And then he joined Van Halen, but then he's still contractually obligated to give Geffen Records another album. I'm talking so fast. And he put out maybe my favorite Sammy Hagar record. No, my favorite Sammy Hagar record of this time, though. I Never Said Goodbye. Great stuff on here. Give to Live. If you don't know the song Give to Live, so beautiful. That's such a great song. He's got such a great friggin' attitude. But Give to Live is wonderful. Hands and Knees, Boys Not Out is a great fun song. Eagles Fly is really beautiful. I love Eagles Fly. What They Gonna Say Now? Back Into You is one of the best radio songs he ever did that was never on the radio. Back Into You is such a great pop, happy radio song. I love Back Into You. But this is a great record. This is on Amazon for $6. Really good. If you love the Van Hagar stuff, and for whatever reason you missed this, I would get this. Eddie Van Halen played bass on this record. Really, really good, though. This is really good. I love this album. And then he was with Van Halen forever, so there were no solo Sammy albums for a while, so I got the greatest hits, because I used to buy the greatest hits. Don't really need to say much about that. And then he left Van Halen, and in 1997 put out, I guess, his comeback record, which is excellent, Marching to Mars. This is a great album. Love it. Little White Lie is awesome. Huey Lewis plays harmonica on Little White Lie. Salvation on Sand Hill. The guy's singing an E in a full voice at however old he was. I think I love every song on here. This is a great, great album. If you didn't keep up with Sammy Hagar, this is on Amazon it's used. You can get it for like a penny. But this was really, really, really good. Marching to Mars, I love this record. One of my favorite Sammy solo records. He came out after the Van Halen breakout, felt he had something to prove, and it's a really solid record. So Marching to Mars. And then he gets a little more into party mode with Red Voodoo. Still good stuff on here. Shag is awesome. Sympathy for the Human is great. Lay Your Hand on Me is great. Returning of the Wish. It's a cool song. So just happy Sammy Hagar stuff. Red Voodoo. And then he got a little darker on 1013. Love this record. Serious Juju, The Message, a little bit more. Tropic of Capricorn is one of my favorite songs. Look up Tropic of Capricorn. It's a very happy, upbeat song, but it's so great. Tropic of Capricorn by Sammy Hagar. Great song on this. And then we get back into kind of happy mode with Not For Sale. Not For Sale is a great record. Halfway to Memphis is good. That Stand Up and Shout song. Anybody seen the movie Rockstar with Donnie Wahlberg and Rachel Green? The song Stand Up and Shout that they do, Sammy Hagar wrote that song. It's a Sammy Hagar song. Stand Up and Shout. So his version's on here. That's a Sammy song. Things Have Changed is great. I think Things Have Changed is written by Jesse Harms, though. Karma Wheel, great song. Not For Sale, great song. This was the last great Sammy Hagar record for me. Pretty good, though. That's, oh yeah, 1013 is a penny on Amazon, by the way. And then we got into Living It Up, where now he's starting to lose me. As much as I've adored Sammy Hagar my whole life, he's starting to lose me. Living on a Coastline's good, and Mexico is good, but he's doing like a cover of I Love This Bar by Toby goddamn Keith, who's just, ugh. And he's doing Rainy Day Woman by Bob Dylan. Sailing's a good song. but it's getting spotty. He's turning into Jimmy Buffett. I like Jimmy Buffett, but he's starting to kind of lose me here. And then I got this, but I haven't listened to it because I heard bad things. And then on the last one he just put out, which I didn't even buy, Sammy Hagar and Friends. He's got to do it with like Kid Rock, I think, and I'm out. But up until the first, I guess, 30 years of his career, I was way on board. So Sammy Hagar, one of the greatest vocalists, one of the greatest rock singers ever who can still do it. Love Sammy Hagar. All right, how far are we gone? 15 minutes. I am rifling through this because there's still a lot more to talk about. Seriously, Sammy Hagar, I've Never Said Goodbye. So good. That's so good. And I'm Marching to Mars. All right, let's move on. These are the ones I added to this thing about right before I started doing this. I realized I didn't have, if I'm going to talk about Van Halen and I'm going to talk about Extreme and I'm going to talk about Sammy Hagar, I got to talk about David Lee Roth, his solo records, which I didn't even plan on doing. So here we go. David Lee Roth solo records. Actually really good. I think I might make a little playlist of David Lee Roth solo stuff because there's some really, really meaty stuff on here that people didn't really listen to. I still prefer the Van Halen stuff, but there's good stuff on here. There you go. Eat 'Em and Smile. You got Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan on here, and Greg Bassinet. Shy Boy's great. I saw Mr. Big last year, and they played Shy Boy because Billy Sheehan wrote it. Awesome. Yankee Rose is great. I'm Easy. I love I'm Easy. I gotta start playing that at Jelly Rolls. I'm Easy is great. But it's a little more, it's fun. It's David Lee Roth having a good time. He does a cover of That's Life, which I always thought I didn't know was a Sinatra song. I thought it was just an old standard he did. Tobacco Road is cool, but this is good. Fun album, but very good. Skyscraper, actually surprisingly good. I like Knuckle Bones, Just Like Paradise is a great radio song. Funny that there's so many keyboards on this record. I know that there's a big contentiousness between, is that the right word? Because David Lee Roth didn't want to use keyboards in the Van Halen stuff, but there's keyboards all over this record, but I love it. Skyscraper's good. Damn Good is a great song. Hot Dog and a Shake. Two Fools a Minute. Hina. This is actually a really solid record. Skyscraper. I didn't look up how much these are because I just ended up picking it up, but good stuff. And David Lee Roth is, for all of his faults and his genius, does have some great lyrics once in a while. I've always wanted to put together a collection of like the gospel of David Lee Roth, because every now and then he has a line that's like, that's amazing. He's got some great lines. I'm never going to think of right now, but there's one like, that's the trouble with love, that's the trouble with war, you never get what you came here for. It's like, that's pretty cool, man. Every now and then David Lee Roth spouts out some deep shit. I gotta dig through it someday, and he's got some good lines, some lyrical stuff. He's kind of like Steven Tyler in a small way, where there's lines that only Steven Tyler can pull off. There's only lines that David Lee Roth can pull off. Lyrically, he's very strange, because some of the songs are stupid. Some of the songs are like, that's a great line shoved into this dumb song. All right, let's move on. This is great. Produced by Bob Rock. Little Ain't Enough is the most polished record that David Lee Roth ever did. Love this album. Shoot It is wonderful. Little Ain't Enough is such a great song. Baby's on Fire. Last Call. It's Showtime. It's just Van Halen, but not Van Halen. Drop in the Bucket. What a great record. Really, really good. Little Ain't Enough. Look this up. I don't know how much it is, but it can't be expensive. Really, really, really good. And then, actually, I have Your Filthy Little Mouth. This is a good record, too. It's a little bloated, a little more sparse and spotty, but Big Train, Everybody's Got the Monkey, She's My Machine, A Little Luck, No Big Ting, You're Breathing It. I mean, there's a cover of Willie Nelson's The Nightlife on here. Very, very good. Good stuff, really. I don't know what else to say about it. It's good. If you're a David Lee Roth fan, you should have this stuff. If you're a Van Halen fan, you should have kept up with this. And then here's the DLR band. This is really raw and stripped back, but there's great stuff on here. Blacklight, Slam Dunk, Counterblast. I always love What Was That? Indeed I Do. And there's a cool Black Sand. The last song is called Black Sand. And I think Lose the Money, what song? Where's that? Oh, Lose the Dress, Keep the Shoes. How cool is that? Lose the dress, keep the shoes. You gotta hear David Lee Roth sing it, but it's awesome. So does he have any other solo records? I didn't get the the bluegrass stuff. But that's it. He's got some really good stuff. And if you lost track of David Lee Roth when he left Van Halen, definitely the first three. Definitely this one. You gotta get Little Ain't Enough, and you gotta get Skyscraper. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. All right. I've already been talking for 20 minutes and we haven't even gotten to Van Halen yet. All right. I'm going to tell my little personal thing and we're going to go to the rankings. Van Halen was the band for me when I grew up. There was no band bigger than Van Halen. I played their first album, their first record I had on vinyl. And when I was a kid, I played drums to that record. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I must have played drums along with that 1,000 times. Side A, side B, I'm done. I'm 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 20 years old. Doesn't matter. I grew up playing drums. I wish I could play drums for a living. I was much better at drums than I was ever at anything else, but it didn't work out. But I adore Van Halen. All I knew about them was the vinyl when I was a kid. I didn't know anything else. And the vinyl on the Casablanca label, you know. And I just had the first record. That's all we had. I went and saw them up until 2 weeks ago. I thought Van Halen was my first concert ever. Turns out it was Kiss, but I don't remember it. Apparently, I went to a Kiss concert with headphones on when I was 5, but I don't remember that. But I do remember seeing Van Halen when I was 7. On the, I guess that would be the Diver Down tour. And I remember being very excited, and I remember being incredibly surprised that they were white. Because I'd heard that record for a couple years already, the first record, and I, in my head, pictured the lead singer to look like Fat Albert, and I pictured the background vocalists to look like Willis from Different Strokes. Just the tone in the voice. You know when David Lee Roth does that, like that, I can't do it, but the Louis Armstrong kind of, that deep thing in his voice, he would do that. So I heard Fat Albert, and I thought Van Halen was a black band without really giving any thought. And I felt the background vocals, Mike Anthony's voice, sounded like Willis from Different Strokes would have sounded if he'd sang. So I was stunned that the lead singer was a blonde white guy. That the whole band was amazing. You're right. They both had a green label, though, didn't they, Bob? Didn't they have a green sticker? They were both green. You're right. Thank you. Must be the Gene Simmons connection, what I'm thinking of. All right, thanks. So, Van Halen, huge band for me. And like I said, I grew up in Missouri, so when, St. Louis, and Sammy Hagar was a part of my world. So when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen, I was 10. And I didn't know it was a big deal. I didn't know it was uncommon for bands to change singers. I just thought it was something that had happened. Didn't really care. Already loved Sammy Hagar. Already loved Van Halen. I loved the record. I went, this is great. What's the big deal? I got older. I kind of saw how people that really into David Lee Roth could be thrown by the Sammy Hagar thing. But I personally, I'll just say this right up front now. I love all the record. I love it all. I'm not going to say this is better than this one. To me, they're both amazing in completely different ways. But I'm not going to get into this one's better than the other. They're just different bands almost. It's almost like the Bad Company thing. They're just different bands with Brian Howe than Paul Rodgers. How do you... Well, I shouldn't say that because I definitely prefer the Brian Howe. But they're just very, very different. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm not weighing in on that. Because I love them both. My heart is in the David Lee Roth stuff. And then also the Sammy stuff just really added a different layer that I love. I love the polished stuff. So Van Halen... No band bigger in my world. Probably still, man. There's nothing like those first Van Halen records. There's nothing like them. Groundbreaking stuff, man. Nobody did anything like that before. That's the bedrock of music for me. And I played that record. I want to. This is so stupid, but many times in my life I've thought I want to own the ride cymbal that they used on the first Van Halen record. The sound of that ride cymbal that Alex used. I want to own it. I want to have it. Where is it? It's so stupid, but it's gone through my mind many times over the years. All right, you don't care about this. This is me like just rambling. So let's get to the ranking, and then I'm going to gush because I'm going to gush. Before we get to the two versions of Van Halen, let's do this, and let's acknowledge this. Van Halen 3 should have been great. I adore Gary Cherone. I remember right where I was when I heard on the radio that the new Van Halen vocalist was going to be Gary Cherone, and I had just been through these records and was like, that's great. That's a great choice. Like, Gary Cherone can sing. Gary Cherone can write. They were definitely influenced by Van Halen. I thought, this is going to be good. This is going to be great. I have no problem with that choice. And then it came out, and the songwriting was awful, was just awful. Like, I went back to this record 10 years ago, tried again to love it. I went back to it about 3 years ago. I tried to love it. I don't know what the hell happened, but the songs are just not there. Everybody plays great. Everybody sounds great. The songs are just not there. Like, I don't understand how that can be, but they're not there. And everybody involved I love, but no. This record, probably the most disappointing thing ever, really, for me. And Chickenfoot. Ugh. But, yeah, not good. I want to like it, but I can't. Not good. No matter what, not good. Van Halen 3, not good. And then let's acknowledge the live album. I bought this because it was like $2 or $3. I don't like live albums, but I got it because it's Van Halen. All right. I am not going to rank the Van Halen records as a whole. I'm going to rank the Sammy records. I'm going to rank the David Lee Roth records, because I just can't do it any other way. It's like putting two different bands in a mix. It's like going, let's rank Whitesnake and the Scorpions. No, they're different bands. And if that seems like I'm copping out, I don't care. That's how I see it. I can't do it. So we're going to get into the Hagar era first. Did I mention how much I adore these records? So listen, every one of these records I love except for one. As we go forward, I love them all. Not saying anything bad about any of these. So here we go. Van Halen only made 4 records with Sammy Hagar, which is kind of a shame, but they're all stellar. Number 4 for me is OU812, and I still love this album. Don't get me wrong, love it. But it's the least solid of all of them for me. I remember when this record came out. I remember my mom had it on tape. That my Aunt Bunny, that's her name, gave it to my mom for her birthday on tape, and I thought it's so cool. So I listened to it over and over again. This is before I could buy my own albums. And I don't understand to this day why the track listing on the back is alphabetical instead of sequential. It drives me apeshit. Why would they do that? Anyway, Mine All Mine. What great lyrics in Mine All Mine. Just like Sammy Hagar, really kind of digging deep and trying to find something a little bit more to write about. Just love Mine All Mine. When It's Love. Gorgeous song. Great chord changes, actually, in When It's Love. Like a really good chord changes for just like a rock ballad. And Eddie Van Halen trying to channel Eric Clapton during the solo. You can tell. All fired up, naturally wired. Sammy Hagar just singing his balls off. Cabo Wabo. Such a great, just moody song. Love Cabo Wabo. 7 minutes long. Those harmonies. Take me down. Take me down. Just so, I can't sing anything like them, but God, it's so good. Source of Infection. What a weird title. Love is a source of infection. Interesting. I love it though. Love. Oh man, my voice. God, I can't like my voice. And then Feels So Good. Great radio upbeat song. You know, Eddie getting back into keyboards. I love Feels So Good. Finish What You Started. I never liked. Never liked Finish What You Started. Didn't get anything out of that. And I'll tell you the truth. I ripped off. Confession time. I don't know if I did this consciously at the time, but if anybody knows my song, The Same Mistake, the pre-chorus is the pre-chorus of Finish What You Started. If I fall shy at all, and mine goes, how's mine go? I can't think how it goes. Screw it. It's the same thing. You don't care. Finish What You Started. Never liked that song. Black and Blue. It's all right. I love the harmonies. Sucker in a 3-piece. Pretty cool. But it kind of loses steam toward the end. The cover of Apolitical Blues, I don't understand at all. I heard they were just wasted and recorded it for fun. It's not on the cassette tape. So I listened to this record on cassette for years. And then, like, I just don't get that. That's dumb. But still, great record, but my least favorite of all the Sammy Hagar records, with some soft spots. I used to play this game called Hotels with my family, and this record was on over and over and over again. And by the way, of course, I played drums to this over and over again. But OU812, number 4. Number 3, Balance, man. Balance is killer. Balance is a solid record. I don't know why the Van Hagar fans dismissed this. Maybe it's too heavy, too dark, not radio friendly enough. But this is awesome, man. Can't Stop Loving You. Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. Listen to Sammy Hagar sing Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. So good. Amsterdam. Wham, bam. Amsterdam. Big Fat Money. Strung Out, we could do without. It's Not Enough. gorgeous. Aftershock, great riff on Aftershock. And then I don't get much out of the instrumentals. I don't even know how to pronounce them. Bachelor, I don't even know. Doing time, I don't get that. Take Me Back, great song. Feeling, so, like dark, moody stuff. Like there's like emotions overflowing on here, man. It's a dark record. It's definitely their darkest, but it's really tough and really solid. I love Balance. Really great. I know I keep saying the same thing, but I mean I'm just gushing at this point how much these records meant to me. And it's a bummer that they broke up. Produced by Bruce Fairbairn, who never makes a bad record. Does Bruce Fairbairn make a bad record? Are there any Bruce Fairbairn records that are not good? I'm going to look that up. Balance, number 3. Which leaves us with what? We got 2 left, right? Number 2 for me, 5150. But stellar. I mean, this is just like comparing chocolate chip cookies to M&M cookies. They're both wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with any of them. 5150, the debut with Sammy Hagar. Every song's killer. Every song. 9 songs, all great. I love the song 5150, and I always loved the song Inside when I was growing up. The song Inside, great. Love Walks In is, it's just the pinnacle, man. Just like the keyboard, the sound of it. Dreams, I mean, I guess that's almost one of their signature songs. Dreams is beautiful. Everything about that song is great. The vocal performance is insane. I mean, I can't even, how do you even hit those notes? And he's 30, how old is he here? 36, 37? God, it's so good. And they're having fun. They're having fun. You can hear it. It's just a whole new energy. It's like when people get together for the first time. It's like a new relationship. It's a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend. You can just feel the energy and the joy and how it just poured out, man. Such a great record. I actually painted this. I should have found it. I painted this album cover in high school as part of an art project because this record meant so much to me. Again, played drums to this so many times when I was a kid. Tried to get through Get Up, but who can play Get Up? But every song killer. Why Can't This Be Love? Get Up, Dreams, Summer Nights, Best of Both Worlds, Love Walked In. This is on Amazon, by the way, for $4. $4. And this comes to your house. If you're watching me and you don't have this, just get it. I'll get it for you. Send me a message. I'll send it to your house as long as you live in America. $4. One of the best albums ever. By the way, oh, wait one too. $5. Balance is $3, but you got to add shipping. But $4, Amazon Prime. $5, Amazon Prime. Great. All right, move on, Jason. And here we go. My favorite Van Hagar record, For Unlawful Counter Knowledge. This came out when I was in high school. And my favorite Van Halen record with Sammy Hagar, without question, one of my favorite albums of all time. Every song is killer. They're finally 3rd record in. They're really gelling. They're really delivering. I love In and Out. I love Judgment Day. Run Around. This entire record is solid. I can't say enough about it. If you don't have this album and you love anything Van Halen or Sammy Hagar has ever done, you got to get this. It's on Amazon, $3 new plus shipping, like $7. Shows up at your house. And it is, to me, the epitome of what Van Hagar was about. Fun, joy, a little bit of dark subject matter, great vocals, great musical performances, and there you go. So, I listened to so many times in high school. This is me being 15 years old, and I love it so much. So, there you go. Number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. Awesome. Love it. Are these remastered, by the way? Did they remaster the Van Hagar records? Because I would get those. I want them. Can't say enough about the Van Hagar stuff. Love it. Always good. All right. Now, we got, how much time we got? I've been talking for a half an hour. All right. Van Halen Classic. I have ranked these. Van Halen Classic made 7 albums. And here we go. Number 7. Diver Down. Remember earlier when I said I adore every album Van Halen ever made except one? This is the one. This album makes no sense to me. This is not a good record by any band. It's not a good record. I don't like this album. With the exception of little guitars and the full bug, this is a pointless album. It feels very much like, to be fair, they'd made 5 albums in 5 years before that. They're probably out of steam, out of gas. This is the time frame when you just like made a record tour. I get it, but this is not good. To me, there's only 4 songs on here. This is a 4-song record because these covers are completely unnecessary. These instrumentals are completely unnecessary. We got Secrets, Little Guitars, The Full Bug, and Hang 'em High. We got 4 real Van Halen songs. So this, don't waste your money. Like, I only got this because it's Van Halen and I want to have them all, but no, this is not a good record. Number 7, Diver Down. Now, moving forward, they're all killer. All right? Number 6, for me, Fair Warning. Love this record, but it's a little spotty for me, but I absolutely love Mean Streets. What a killer riff in Mean Streets. Dirty Movies is great. Unchained is cool, but I kind of lose a little bit of steam toward the end. One Foot Out the Door. It's not even a song. Sunday Afternoon in the Park. You know, it kind of feels, again, kind of like thrown together. Still great moments on here, but not a solid record all the way through. So for me, number 6, Fair Warning. But the first 2 songs, Mean Streets, is so good. All right, number 5. This was surprisingly good. Different Kind of Truth. This is really good. All right, if you're watching this and you were a fan of classic Van Halen and you wrote them off because they released that atrocious Tattoo song as the single, I have no idea why Tattoo was the single because the rest of this album sounds nothing like that. This is very throwback, very classic Van Halen sound. They just went back and did a lot of their old demos and re-recorded them. This was surprisingly great. So if you did not get this because you heard Tattoo or you didn't want to invest it and you love the first few Van Halen records, you really should get this. It's online for $4. It's on Amazon, $4 plus shipping. But I mean, there's some great stuff on here. She's the Woman, Chinatown, Blood and Fire, Bullethead, As Is, Out of Space. This is a good album, man. So I was so happy that they actually delivered. I remember driving my car going, she is the woman. I was like, wow, they actually pulled it off. They actually pulled off the classic Van Halen sound. By the way, David Lee Roth also has a pretty decent range, especially on his solo records. He has a surprisingly high range. But there you go, number 5, Different Kind of Truth. Great album. Number 4, I'm going to get some throwback for this, but I don't care. 1984, number 4. Great record, just a couple of clunkers for me. I don't really like Girl Gone Bad or House of Pain. And 1984 is an instrumental, so again, we're at an 8-song record. But Panama's great, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, Half for Teacher, I'll Wait, which everybody at this point knows I'll Wait was co-written by Michael McDonald, right? But again, great stuff. Just because it's number 4 doesn't mean it's not great. Panama, I just remember this. I won a neighborhood talent show when I was a kid, when I was 9, when this record came out, playing drums along with the song Panama. And there weren't categories in this talent show because we just did it in a Schnucks parking lot. Schnucks, for you guys, Schnucks is a grocery chain in the Midwest. So like Winn-Dixie, Publix, a grocery store. They just held it in this parking lot. It was all ages, all categories. Like it was just a free for all of talents, and they went up there, and I won. And this is before there were, everybody has a cell phone in their pocket. There's no footage. There's no pictures. And I was 8 years old or 9 years old, and I beat everybody by playing drums along with Panama, which it was great. God, I miss playing the drums. Number 4, 1984. Number 3, Women and Children First. Great record. What am I going to say? At this point, we're just going, hey, this is great. Nothing bad to say about it. Cradle of Rock, Everybody Wants Some, Fools, Romeo Delight, Toward. Every song is great. Every song is great. This is on Amazon for $5. $5 Amazon Prime. Get it. If you hear me, get it. Great. 1984, by the way, is $4. $4 on Amazon Prime. Sorry, Bob Long. What you really should do is you should get all these some Bob Long at Shandy's music store. Bob, put a link on here. That's what you really should do. Get it off from Bob. Because Amazon sends it to you quickly, but Bob sends it to you with love. Get it from Bob. Number 3, Cradle of Rock. Now we're down to the last 2. Now we all know where they are, right? Because we're all Van Halen fanatics. So the top 2 Van Halen records. This is not going to be a surprise to anybody. Number 2 is number 2. Love this album. Light Up the Sky is one of my favorite songs by Van Halen. I love the background, the reverse vocal parts at the end. I love the toughness of that. I love every song on here is great. Beautiful Girls is such a great fun song. Dead or Alive, I love the harmonies. Michael Anthony, I haven't even been mentioning how instrumental his voice is to the sound of Van Halen. But love this album. Dance the Night Away, so beautiful. Somebody Get Me a Doctor, Bottoms Up. I mean, I'm just spouting off song titles and gushing. Great album. Van Halen 2 is on Amazon for $5. Not fair. Get it from Bob Long. But if you don't want to, Van Halen 2. And then, of course, number one, not just the number one album that Van Halen ever made, but maybe one of the best, the number one, probably the best debut album by any band, probably ever. Maybe Boston, but I'm going to go with this one. Van Halen 1. I know this album inside and out. I've heard this record probably more than any other record I've ever heard in my entire life. From the time I don't remember never hearing this. I knew this when I was 7, and I know it today, and I still smile and gush and melt and love everything about it. It's $6 on Amazon Prime. Listen, if you don't have this album, it's inexcusable almost. If you like music at all and you like a guitar, you have to get this record. It's groundbreaking, and everybody is phenomenal. Like Eddie and Alex Van Halen, there's nobody better, especially at the time. And it's David Lee Roth being David Lee Roth. It's just, there's nothing like this record. You must get it. Must get it. There's no music, no rock and roll fan should be without this album. Bat me up. Somebody bat me up. You got, it's bedrock. This is, it's like the Beatles of hard rock. This album. So there you go. And of course, I have all the remasters of all the David Lee Roth, Van Halen stuff. I don't think they have remasters of the Van Hagar stuff. And that's all. Did we make it? How long have I been talking? A long time. I know I rambled a lot on this one, and I'm sorry. It's because Van Halen's always been like, everyone's got like that band, right? If you're a music junkie, you have like that band. And for me, it's been Van Halen since I was a kid. I've seen them live many, many times. Saw them with David Lee Roth a couple times when I was a kid. Saw them with Sammy Hagar, who was always great. I saw them on the 2004 show, which was really interesting because I'd seen Sammy Hagar solo many times in St. Louis, and he just throws a party and has a good time and talks a lot. And on the 2004 tour with Van Halen, he barely said a word. And it was really weird that they opened up with Jump. But whatever. There you go. Listen. Get this record. Van Halen 5150. Get this one. Van Halen For Unlawful Common Knowledge. Get Van Halen number 1. Get Van Halen number 2. Get I Never Said Goodbye. And Marching to Mars. And get Extreme 3 Sides Every Story. And let's go with Skyscraper and A Little Ain't Enough. This is an institution of music. These guys changed rock music. They did something no one else had ever done before and influenced 1,000 other bands at least to be just like them. By the way, really quickly, side note, if you love the classic Van Halen stuff, I highly, highly recommend this record, Roxy Blue. This is the band that made one album in 1992 and it got buried because it was made in 1992. But it is the closest thing to classic David Lee Roth Van Halen worship that you'll ever find. This is just a band trying to be that version of Van Halen, but they really pull it off. It's really solid. Of every album I've ever heard, this is the closest thing to Van Halen you'll find. The classic Van Halen without actually being Van Halen. Roxy Blue, want some. Look it up. If you love Van Halen, man, you will not get it. Get it. Go listen to it. It is really, really good. That's it. That's my long thing on Van Halen. And new Extreme next year. Let's look forward to that, and we'll see what else unfolds in the Van Halen saga, I guess. But that's all, guys. Sorry I've rambled a lot, but I love stuff's in my heart, man. I love this stuff. All right. Here's my website if you want to look at any of my stuff. None of my stuff sounds like Van Halen, but there it is anyway. I got a couple more of these to do. I think I have 4 more videos to do. And the next one, I'm not sure when it's going to happen yet, but the next one's going to be Journey. And we're going to talk about Journey. And that's it. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.